Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the 2026 Home Gym Tour. Let's get into it. Okay, there was a lot of distractions for a second, but I finally am able to talk. So, I just had to get dinner. That's all it was. But also, if you see a cut on the back of my neck, I totally took a razor across the back of my neck on accident. So, bad idea on my part. But when you first walk in, there's a Jesus canvas of when he was born, which I thought was so cool. So my grandma ordered that for Christmas. Above that is another picture of Jesus, which I'll put like pictures of it on the screen so you can see it, so I don't have to like move the camera around. But it's like Jesus giving an Easter bunny an egg. Super cool. These are two paintings that I did, which I might pop up pictures if you can't see them. And that's just an old Gold's Gym like Young LA bag from what they ship it in. Right here is just a saucer chair, and then this is a coffee table with cat food on it because this is where the cats eat. And then this is from my graduation, so it's just a bunch of pictures of me, and that is just a random painting that I did. It looks so terrible, so I just hung it behind the door where nobody sees it. Back here behind me is just more pictures. There's not any sort of like part to it. It's just a bunch of random pictures up there. And then that is my old workout routine. It's much different now, but it's pretty much the same exercises. And then there's some paintings that I've done under here, some pictures. Back here behind me is my favorite part of the home gym. This is like literally probably my favorite part of the house, to be honest. If you guys don't know, I'm like a huge like friends person, so I love my friends more than anything. I spend time with them all the time. And so just seeing all these memories up here is like the best thing ever, just like looking back on them. So there's just a bunch of pictures of me and my friends on this wall. And then there's like a bunch of different pictures of me like weightlifting or like some AI pictures that I made. Not all the pictures are with me and my friends. Some of them are like me posing. Some of them are like bodybuilding pictures of different bodybuilders. Some of them it's art. There's art up there, but that's my favorite part of this entire gym, probably in the entire house. I love it. Down here, we have the bench, which I'll angle this down here. So down here is the bench. There's nothing too special to it at all. And then we have the barbell with the rack, which it moves up and down, which is nice. But that's the bench and the squat rack and the barbell. And then we have a mirror here with a Young LA sticker on it. Okay, so behind me, kind of like by this wall that we already went over, there's a lamp there, which kind of just lights up all these pictures. Essentially, that's all it's really for. And then down here, we have it used to be an old TV cabinet. So you would keep CDs and all that good stuff down there. And then the DVD player and all that stuff would sit there. And then the TV would sit there. But the TV is now in my room along with all the DVDs and stuff like that. And then we have a clock, an Indiana clock that I made. I don't know what that picture is, to be honest, but I just thought it looked tough, so I bought it. Then we have a shelf that I made with a Mike Mentzer book on it. Super, super cool stuff in that book. I've read it front to back probably twice. Right here is the main weight shelf. So it has all the heavy weights that go on the barbell. So we have two 35s up here, 25s on the end, 10, 5, and a 2.5 on the top on each side. Then down here, we have a shelf that I made. So it's screwed into the wall. It has like all the attachments for the machine right there on it. I think except for one. I think one of them somewhere else. But that's all the main attachments. And then I just have some random stuff up here. So we have like the liquid chalk, the hand gripper, body fat tool, and then a measuring tape for like your arms, legs, chest, all that stuff to measure. And then I don't know if you can see it, but right here is an easy bar for like curls and stuff like that. Then down here, we have this Gold's Gym platform. So what that is, you've probably seen it in some of my videos. I use that for calf raises so I can like have my feet angled and lift them up for the calf raises. So that's what that's for. And it just looks cool. And then back there, there's a shelf. It just has some weights on it and an ab roller and my foam roller. And then under it, there's like push-up, like stick things to do push-ups on. But I really don't use that ab roller. I use the foam roller all the time. Always use your foam roller to roll out your back and hamstrings. Super important. I forgot to mention, but down here, there's a Milwaukee speaker, and it gets so like super loud. So I enjoy using that for my workouts. It's great. But I have some really nice speakers in my office, which I'll show you when we get in there. They're just not as loud, but they sound great. Down here is the dumbbell rack. So we just have 2 dumbbell, actually with 4 dumbbells. These are the 10s that I warm up with. And then these you can unscrew and put like more weights on it. I think I can put like 55 pounds on that or 60 or something like that, but they're really nice. So it's just this homemade dumbbell rack that I made. And then back here is a Gold's Gym 45 pound plate. I don't use this. It's literally for decoration. I got it at somebody's house when I was cleaning it out, and they let me have it. So super nice. Then this, what I'm got my leg resting on, obviously, is the main machine. It's kind of dry rotting like the cables are. It's getting kind of old, but it works well enough for when I'm working out here and not at the gym that I work at. But it's got so many different things you can do on it. It's super nice. I've had this since I was in 7th grade, and I'm 1 year out of high school now. So it's lasted a while. It's had to be fixed a few times. I've had to replace, I think it was this cable back here. I've had to replace like 3 or 4 times. And then I've put like different foam rollers on this part down here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll probably angle it down actually. I've put foam rollers down here for like the leg extension and stuff, because what was on it was super painful, very thin material, and it hurt super bad. So I replaced them. Back here, so this is a window right here, and I just have a Chris Bumstead blanket on it because it brings the aesthetic of the home gym. Like, it's super nice. And plus, we don't want any natural lighting coming in because it ruins like everything when you're posing, lifting, stuff like that. It looks terrible. So I just put a seat bum blanket over it. I ordered that solely to cover that window because there was a different blanket over it and it looked terrible. Down here, we have this like bench seat type deal that I made like 3 years ago. And it's literally just like wood, and then I put like foam on it and put like a material over it to kind of make it look like a couch, and also so it doesn't look so like tacky, so it looks a little more pleasing. And then there are just some pillows on it. I'll sit here sometimes and just scroll on my phone, but really the cats use it a lot. They like to come in here and lay on it, which is nice. This is the I guess I'll call it a dip bar and a pull-up bar, but I took the pull-up thing off of it because this is the shortest room in the house. I think it's like 7 foot tall, maybe a little bit more. The rest of the rooms in the house are like 11 feet, but for whatever reason, this room is super short. But I had to take the pull-up bar off because I can't do pull-ups without hitting my head. So I just use it for dips. So I'll just call it the dip bar, I guess. But this actually used to be outside, and I brought it in because why would I want to use it outside if I can just have it in here? Make the home gym look more like a home gym by having the dip bar. You know what I mean? And then this is the newest addition to the home gym. So what you're looking at here in this doorway, if you remember from my old videos, which you can see it in the old videos, and I might pop up a picture, there used to be a blanket over this, right? This was a closet originally, so there was some shelves in here, a bunch of books, a bunch of old toys from when I was a kid. There was just a bunch of random stuff in here, a lot of boxes too. And I was like, you know what? It looks super tacky with the blanket on it. I want this room to be opened up and look better. So what I did is I took that blanket down, took everything out of this closet, and then I painted it, the trim, the walls, everything, the shelves. I put down a carpet in here, this marble carpet. It looks super nice. And then I put in a desk. I put in speakers. I got a laptop, put in pictures, shelves, everything. I'll show you guys. And then obviously, I got my certification to be a personal trainer. So I work at a gym, super nice. And then I have my CPR certifications behind me. And then this like AI picture I made. But there's some cool stuff in here, so I'll definitely show you that real quick. Okay, so behind me, you can see what I'm going to eat. I want to eat it so bad. I'm super hungry. It's butter chicken with rice, I think. My brother and my mom made it, but it's gonna be fire. Anyway, behind me is a laptop, which I just got like last week, 2 weeks ago. It was a late Christmas present from my grandma. Super nice. And then I got 2 speakers back there. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that one now because I moved, but they're really nice. The bass on those is insane. It doesn't get as loud as the Milwaukee speaker that I use when I work out, but these are just desktop speakers. They're super nice when I'm like playing a movie or just listening to music sitting in here. They're super nice. They get pretty loud for what they are, to be honest. They sound really good quality, everything. And then let me see. Up there is just a picture of like Elvis and Marilyn Monroe. There's an AI picture of me like shooting the Predator. It's so dope. I'll pop it up right here. And then there's another picture of me and Mike Menser training, because that would be a dream of mine if he was still alive. Super fire. And then in the back, I'll actually move this because you can't really see it right now. Back there is a shelf, so I just have like a bunch of random stuff on that shelf essentially. So I'll kind of get into that. So this bottom shelf here, I've been cutting my own hair instead of going to the barber. I'm saving money on it, and I don't think I've been doing too bad, to be honest. So I have like my trimmer down there. All the guards are in a bag. I have scissors, a comb, all that good stuff. Then I also have my Bible journal all down there. This top shelf, I have post-it notes for like content ideas and like reminders and stuff. And then I have like this mini trash can. I need to put this in my car. This is going to be for like receipts and stuff, but I've been crumbling up like post-it notes and throwing them in here when I'm done. And then, hang on here. I also keep like a lot of my content stuff up there like this. So like this mic, there's another one there. Or actually there's two mics up there. And then there's like this fake plant, some pens and stuff. And then my jaw exerciser, and then I keep paper towel because I always eat in here, hairspray, and then there's 3, I believe, folders back there, so I keep my tax stuff in there, client work is in there, instructions for things I keep in there, like my car radio instructions are in there because it's a high-tech one and I got to know how to use that stuff. So that's all up there. And then as we back out of here, I will set this here. So up in the top, we have a whole row of protein powders. So they go all the way around, and then there's pre-workout and then some prime stuff. And then in the back, which I'll show you in a second, there's a bunch of bum cans, because at my work, there's a gas station right next to it, and they carry Bum Energy. I get 2 like every day, so there's so many back there. And I'll show you, they're super nice. Yeah, as you can see back there, there's just a bunch of bum cans, and it goes all the way back to that wall. There's like a whole thing of them back there. And as we kind of back out, I'll kind of show you this stuff since I was sitting there. But there's a mirror, a picture of an old car, Mike Tyson, bunch of cool stuff in here. If this isn't my favorite part of the room, it's probably the picture wall, but I'm debating between those two things because I think this is really nice in here. Then on this back shelf, I just have like a bunch of random stuff. So I have my old car radio right here. My new one is super high tech. This is like an old deal. I have my old headlight. Actually, this isn't my old one. Here, let me show you. Actually, so this is a headlight that I didn't end up putting in my car because the other one was completely fine. So I have this spare up here. I have some sparring gloves. I have 3 pairs of boxing gloves. So I have one there, and there. And then I have some like WWE action figures. I used to collect those when I was a little kid. Like I had like 150 of them, but I just have some cool ones up here that I like. And then, yeah, there's just a bunch of other random stuff on this shelf, to be honest with you. Those are my New Year's resolutions down here. So it's like this light up thing and you draw on it. It's pretty cool. So I have my 2026 resolutions on that. And then I almost completely forgot to show this part of the room, but there's a bunch of paintings that I've done in the past on this wall here. Some of them are outdated and I need to take down because like 6ix9ine, I do not listen to that stuff anymore. I think that's crap music. So I need to take that down. And then over here, there's a painting I did of Chris Bumstead, which is actually fire. That like took me forever to do. And then there's some Tom Platz, Prime, Chris Bumstead there. And then at the top, we have even more protein powder. So you already saw the stuff in the closet. We have even more right there. These are all empty except for this one on the end. It's full of like dead batteries because under these shelves, there's like these lights that light up. And you put batteries in them and they die super easily. So that is full of dead batteries. Then right there's a Chris Bumstead pillow, all for the aesthetic. And then at the top, there's a gym rat picture that I painted probably in 2022. There's an Arnold canvas up there, old flag. I don't remember where that came from. And then like these bodybuilding, like I call them like coasters, but I hung them on the wall. So they're not really coasters anymore. And then up here, there's the 3, here, I need to move this. Up there, there's 3 pictures from the 3 people I met at the Arnold Classic in 2024. So there's Lee Haney, Greg Doucette, and Wesley Vissers. we're going again this year. It's going to be a good video. But yeah, super cool stuff. Up there, there's a Batman sign that my brother got me for Christmas. So I'm a Batman guy. I really like Batman, so that was super cool. And down here, there's this signed picture from Lee Haney. When I met him, he signed that, so super nice of him. He was a good dude. Really liked him. And then there's a mirror, so nice stuff. And then right here is from the Arnold Classic 2025. The 2026 is going to be better. I'm going to bring one of my buddies. It's going to be a good time. We're going to do some interviews. It's going to be lit. Also, we've had, the Jesus glow since last year. So I don't know what I thought I was doing with that beanie, but whatever. But yeah, I met some good people last year. Not to mention this guy, Alex Eubank, followed me on Instagram the other day. So freaking W's in the chat for real. And then, yeah, but this is just a collage from last year. So super nice. And then up at the top is a puzzle that I did in 2022. And it's missing like 2 pieces, so it kind of irritates me. But whatever. And that is the 2026 home gym tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I left out a few things, but that's basically the entire run through of the gym. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time for our chest and back day.